Hi everyone, my name is Mel and I work for NOAA's Olympic Coast National Marine Sanctuary as an AmeriCorps member. Olympic Coast National Marine Sanctuary is one of the most diverse marine ecosystems in the world, and it's right in our backyard. Here at Olympic Coast National Marine Sanctuary, we get to protect our environment and resources through science, service, and stewardship. One of the things we talk a lot about is marine debris. Marine debris is any human-made item in the ocean that does not belong. And this is a global problem. To help at an individual level, you can work towards reducing, reusing, and recycling, particularly in that order. For today's craft, I'm going to teach you some fun facts about paper and about Albatross. And then I'm going to walk you through making your own Albatross craft using repurposed materials, like old magazine pages. You can use any type of paper, but it helps if one side is a different color from the other. And the goal is to repurpose old materials, so feel free to get creative. This craft is meant to utilize already existing materials in your home. So first off, some paper waste related facts. Paper and paperboard make up about 13.1% of our waste in landfills every single year. Reducing, reusing, and recycling paper decreases the overall amount of air and water pollution associated with paper manufacture. Now some albatross facts. Albatross can live into their 60s and maybe even their 70s. They have the largest wingspan of any living bird and can travel over 100 miles just with one flap of their wings. This is due to their wing anatomy. Alright, so for this albatross craft, there are two options, an easy option and a hard option. For the easy option, you can cut your own miniature albatross, shown here. For the hard option, this is for my origami lovers, you can fold your own albatross, like shown here. While I make these crafts, feel free to pause or restart the video at your own leisure in case I'm moving too quickly. The supplies you're going to need for this craft is an old magazine. I'm using a climber magazine that I had that's a couple years old, some scissors, and some nimble fingers. Alright, so to start off, I'm actually going to move my computer screen so you can see my hands and the work I'm doing. Alright, so for your paper, go ahead and make sure that you have different colored sides on either side. And then you're going to take this paper and make a perfect square. So go ahead and take, to me, the best side that looks like this side. And you're going to try to match that paper along the side to make your perfect square. There we go. Line it up. And then go ahead and cut off this excess paper. This excess paper is what we're going to be using for our easy albatross craft. Okay, so for our easy albatross craft, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this paper here and make another perfect square. And then cut off the excess material again. And this doesn't have to be as perfect. All right, then what you're going to do is you're going to take a pencil or a pen, and you're going to imagine where your albatross wings, your tail, and your head would be. So right now I'm going to be drawing the head of my albatross. Actually, I should open this up so you can see the lighter side so the pen shows through better. So I'm going to draw the head of my albatross. And then the neck, and then these long, beautiful wings. Albatross are known for their wingspan. And then the tail. Then go ahead and cut that outline out. There we go. All right, and so now we just open it up, and here's our albatross. Now, for those of you that this is too easy, we're going to do the more nimble part for our fingers with our albatross here. So you're going to start with your piece of paper, and I like to have my paper facing towards me. And again, if I'm moving too quickly, feel free to pause the video to try to catch up. What you're going to do is you're going to start off with this bottom corner, and you're going to pick up both ends of the paper. So if you can see, I have both ends. And you're going to make a triangle and line it up with this side right here. Now once you line that up, make sure you get a nice good crease. The cleaner your creases are, or the more crisp they are, the easier it will be to fold this albatross. Because what we're doing right now is we're actually making these creases so that the other parts of our albatross are easy to fold, because we're going to be opening this up in a little bit. So go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. So again, you're going to make a triangle, a right triangle. See how this corner came up? You're going to make that crease, and then go ahead and open it back up again. All right, so you're going to notice we have creases that go along this side and along this side. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take this corner right here of your paper and fold it to this corner right here, so that we have a line that separates this paper directly in the middle, so it's all symmetrical. All right, go ahead and make that nice crease. All right, beautiful. So now we have the beginning of our albatross. What you're going to do is you're going to imagine your hands folding along this seam right here, this crease. You're going to take your thumbs and you're going to pull the bottom of your paper up and push it in. This is going to create a little bunny ear up here for your paper. And go ahead and actually push that seam in, and then push that bunny ear down. Just like that. Nice. And then do the exact same thing on the opposite side. Great. So now go ahead and open up that bunny ear. And you're going to see there's this little loop in the paper, and I still have both pieces of paper in here. And you're going to push this down a little bit, and you're going to actually, try to make that even with the creases along the sides. As even as you can make this, will make it so that your albatross head and tail are not lopsided. So go ahead and make those creases. And now this is going to be a very important shape for us, this kite. See how it has the top part of this as kind of like the shorter ends of the kite, and then we have the longer ends of the kite. This is going to be a really important shape for us. So we're actually going to take this apart. So you're going to pull the bottom piece off from the top piece. Now go ahead and take that apart. Now you're going to keep one side down and flip it over, and you're going to keep the other side up. Now this is where it's important to acknowledge that there's different colors for my pages, so this is going to make this a little bit easier. So this kite is gray, and this kite is a brownish orange. All right, so the first step is going to be to flip this over so that it's facing you. And then you're going to actually lift this kite, the short end of the kite, and you're going to put your thumbs in these little holes of your paper, and you're going to push it up. Now once you push it up, you're going to notice there's these little bumps that come up with that. You're actually going to push those down and make these little tiny triangles right below this square, and try to line things up. Great. Oops, I didn't line that side up as well. There we go. Now go ahead and smooth down all your creases. So in case you want to make sure that you have it correct, this is what it should look like. So this started off as our kite, and these are the bottom parts of the kite. And now from there, you're actually going to flip this piece of paper over and go ahead and make this triangle, or this kite, fold it on this seam right here, the center seam, to make a triangle. And then fold down, crease that. Now you're going to take this corner right here, and you're going to fold this in so that this line, this whole side, lines up with this side right here. So you're going to have a small triangle at the end of this piece of paper. So that should be what it looks like. See this tiny triangle? Now what you're going to do is you're actually going to open that. You're only creating a crease for the side. And you're going to do exactly the same thing on the opposite side. So pull this side of the paper up and fold this corner over here so you get a nice triangle that lines up with this edge along with the inner seam of the larger triangle. So give that a nice crease and open it up. Beautiful. Now we're going to open this section up. So you're going to lift this piece of paper and you're going to feel a natural stopping point where these creases are that we just made. Oops. So go ahead and pull those up. And then you're going to push these corners in to kind of create what almost looks like a book. I think this is called a book fold. Smooth things out. All right, there we go. So believe it or not, this is going to be the head of your albatross. So our albatross is already starting to take shape. So in case you want to make sure that you have it correct, this is what it should look like. Now it looks like a kite again, but now it has these folds in the middle that open up. All right. So next what's going to happen is you're going to take this corner up here. We'll put this down. You're going to take this corner up here. You're actually going to fold this underneath this side right here, so underneath this piece of paper. So go ahead and pull that corner up. You're going to keep folding it until you feel a natural stopping point for that piece of paper, where this triangle or this square with the two triangles is. And then you're going to push that piece of paper down and create a solid line all the way across. And then use your fingernail to crease that. Beautiful. So this is going to be the tail of your albatross. Now go ahead and flip this piece of paper over, and you're going to pull this corner and bring it all the way back to this side right here. Now there was a natural stopping point for this side of the piece of paper as well. Conveniently, it should stop right here. And go ahead and crease this along that edge as well. Beautiful. All right, so we're going to flip this over, but now you can start seeing that our albatross is taking shape. So go ahead and flip it over. You're going to take this part of your albatross's face, and you're actually going to pull this tippy point all the way back to this point right here. And you're going to fold it, nice, and give that a good crease. This is what it should look like. Then you're actually going to take the nose of this again and fold it back up, but leave about 3 or 4 millimeters of extra space. All right, so in case you want to make sure you have it correct, this is what it should look like. Then you're going to go back and you're going to take these corners right next to the beak of your albatross and you're going to fold them in. Just like that. Give them a good crease. And this is what it should look like. So believe it or not, the head of our albatross is basically done. Then you're going to take your tail and you're going to fold in the bottom part of the tail so that it's kind of a rounded, smooth tail. So this is what it should look like. It doesn't really matter how far you fold that bottom part in. It just helps to me to do it nice and rounded. Then you're going to put this back down and you're going to flip it over and you're going to fold along this middle seam right here to make everything symmetrical but in half. And try to keep all of your creases uniform. All right, great. And now you're going to fold these parts of your wing where the triangles are. Actually, I guess once it goes from a rectangular to a triangle, you're going to fold down the triangles just a little bit because normally these birds don't actually have much of a bend in their wings, but I think it looks slightly more natural for the birds in these paper birds to have that bend. All right, and believe it or not, that is your full albatross. So this is our full albatross right here. You can see, oops, this little bend. You can see it definitely looks like a bird, so congratulations if you were able to follow along. If not, make sure you get the easier one, and you can always stop and start the video to help along the way. Now, afterwards, you can actually put a stewardship action along the wing. For my last wing for my origami, I did reduce paper use. So remember to reduce because we have larger impacts for our environments. I hope you enjoyed. Good luck.